It has been 11,000 years since the kingdom of Adora was cast into the astral sea, along with the invading demon god Deimos. The last king of Adora, Gnarl Denstra, the elven god king Xandril Mishinel, and the necromancer Avigard fought and stopped the impending doom of the eternal darkness from coming forth, but were lost to the world when they too were cast into the astral sea. Now, the land of Redigan is split into 4 kingdoms. Adeshmira is the Elven Kingdom, where 10,000 years ago they called the elves back into their forest to lock it away. Most heeded the call, but some believed that they should not segregate and stayed in the world.
The Round Top Rainforest, where many other races call home, is now a kingdom under the direction of the druids who reside there. They left their borders open, but all know that if you enter and do not respect the forest, your life will be forfeit.
The Dwarven Kingdom of Gratispar called the dwarves back to their homes, closing and locking the doors of their vast mountain kingdom, and they have not opened them yet.
Finally, the Kingdom of Remedigan, known as the Kingdom of the Humans, left its borders open and welcomed anyone who sought refuge. It thrived, not from isolation, but a joining of all races under one idea: peace. 100 years ago, Odura returned. With it, the High General Martin Firewell and King Xandril Mishinel, and there has been a fragile peace between all kingdoms. Until now.
The upload and the...
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. Oh.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Dr. Nick. Sit back and relax as I take you out of your reality and into my nightmarish dream world. Welcome back to the Bros and Dragons podcast.
So excited for Hannah's picture right now.
She's on vacation.
Oh, you did that one?
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I do like my milk carton one from last time. I am your Dungeon Master and host, Daniel Doc Gentry, and with me today is the Champion Chaos, Long May It Rain, playing Miranda Monteras, Lissa.
Hi.
More. We've had this conversation.
Mm-hmm. You got to keep going after that.
No.
You know what? That's actually good enough. I think that's
works.
good. We have to keep. You have to do more. Like we talked about this. No. Okay.
The Possible Sorcerer playing Taste on Firewall is very own Nerdworks.
Hi, everybody. I figured out that all I have to do is take up slightly more time than Lissa, and that means I've fulfilled my requirement for this portion.
We're going to have to get the CFO on her contract.
Mm-hmm.
Hannah is off tonight, so send positive thoughts for no reason other than I just want her to have warm, fuzzy feelings and get an itchy nose because she's being thought of while she's not here.
If she doesn't sneeze, you all didn't work hard enough.
It's your fault! You failed!
Your fault.
The last time on the Bros and Dragons podcast, the group arose and heard a voice saying, "I am free." And they gathered to campsite, started south, as the sky had a slight red tint to it. Let me move this over here. Cover up the faces so I can read this. The camp packs up with haste, and they all get the caravan back on the road. They headed to the Waffle Hut without incident and were surprised to see the whole building surrounded in vines and plants, with Stroop's dad, Info, out front in full plate armor, surrounded by the telltale sign of black ichor of defeated demons surrounding him. Stroop found out that Chip had a new pet, to which she was surprised, and she wanted to see. So when she finally caught up with him, he produced a fire corgi named Moo and explained that Moo is teaching him about his powers and that he is a special kind of druid. The mama, I went to the thing just to see if you guys are making faces, and I get. Mama Waffle told Stroop that Barry does not have any powers showing, and that even if he turned into a supervillain, she would be proud of him and make sure that he was the best that he could possibly be. The whole of the caravan spent the night in the Waffle Hut as Tayson went outside. In the meantime, Miranda stole away to the covered cart to read more of the writings of Trent and saw that he was on the right path of understanding, not just the gods, but everything in the universe. She made a blood offering to the gods and was startled when Ava surprised her by checking in on her, explaining that her grandfather, the Dawn General Uranus Nalo, Soldier Light of the Order of the Sight, used to do the same thing, almost like she knew him personally. She was only checking on Miranda and explained that to her that she needs to give Tayson some space. The morning came as nothing seemed to happen, except Tayson had a magical temper tantrum / nightmare, adding a second charge to Globy, his pet search ball.
We made it Globy.
He did.
I did.
They talked on their way about Deimos and his return, and until they were sideswiped by a large demon ape-looking creature as it tries to slam into one of the carts, but stopped in its tracks by Dench. A fight ensued that seemed to easily incapacitate the large demon. Even a larger demonic-looking half-man with a small arm and distorted crab half entered from nowhere, targeting the cleric Shrin for some reason, stopping her in paralysis and beginning to bring her in to it, as it seemed to be not bothered by anything else around it, even the attacks. Ava, realizing that this demon was out of the league of the others, flies over the caravan, lands, killing the first demon with a strike, and then frees Miranda from the demon's pincers, breaking them slightly as she goes unconscious. As the demon seemed to try and end Miranda, she was saved by the full devil form of Addendum, who helps fight back the demon, in the end killing it, not to the normal ichor, but to a grayish hue, taking its head, claiming that it's worth money in the abyss. He turns at the screaming commoners and starts to change back to a semi-normal devil form as Miranda jumps to give him a hug. Using just one hand, he grabs Miranda by the back of her neck and kisses her, finishing his transformation. This is where we ended. Let us adventure on. I'll start us off because as Addendum is finished, he lightly places you back on your feet.
Was too stunned to speak for a moment.
Felt like 2 weeks.
She yes, for 2 weeks. She reaches out and like strokes some hair out of his face and then kisses him and turns to try and calm everyone down. And do I have a spell for that?
Mass calm spell?
I think as you're like turning to calm everybody down, I know at least Tayson, but probably a lot of people are doing the like, who's hurt? Is everyone okay? Oh my god, who's down?
As you all are looking around, doing your little things as you look for your mass charm spell or whatever you were looking for, Dench yells out, "Dawn Knights!" running to her and begins using spells, but it doesn't look like any of them are taking. Addendum goes a step forward as 2 Dawn Warriors cross their shields in front of him and said, "Don't go near her, devil."
Addendum, first, thanks. Second, sorry to, I guess, interrupt. Also, hey, do you know what's going on over with her? Possibly, maybe?
Not unless, and he's got his hands up. He's not trying to be aggressive at all. He's just like, not unless they let me go look.
I'm making sure that they hear me say that and ask that, so they hear you say that, so they can move to the side, so we can try and get them taken care of. Okay? Can we for like 15 seconds pretend that we're on the same side, please, everybody?
They don't move.
Do you know how to help her? I'm saying to the Dawn Knights.
The Dawn Warriors, and they were like, it makes no difference.
So she dies because we don't know, and I'm running towards her, and I guess I'll check and see if I can relay any information.
As you get there, Dench has her. She's very, her neck is over his arm. She's very limp in his arms as you watch him casting another spell, and it doesn't seem to work.
Addendum, they're trying to revive and resuscitate, heal. It's none of it's working. Miranda, does this make sense?
Okay. Miranda's gonna go up to her, and one, I want to do a medicine check. Two,
Okay.
I am going to use my psychic whispers to try and see if I can connect with her in her mind and communicate with her.
Which one are you doing first?
I'm gonna do the medicine check first.
Can I assist
Okay,
with that?
Sure, you run up and you can roll with advantage as Tayson is trying to assist you as well.
I've been watching a
I'm-
lot of D&D this week. I remember the rules and everything.
There's rules to this
also-
game.
I'm also gonna cast guidance on myself.
Okay.
So you said roll with advantage?
Yeah, so as you roll up, you grab your chest as a light inflails you. You reach down and you start looking a little bit more calm. Dench looks to be shaking a little bit.
Guidance gives me a D4 to it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I should get a D4 as well. If it will get out of the. Yeah!
You can do it.
I got it.
That's an athletics check right there. She passed on the second one.
You sure that wasn't animal handling?
If she's pulling a cat out of the box, yeah, maybe.
It's like, I mean, maybe it's a dealer's choice kind of check. You can choose athletics or animal handling, depending on how you want to, interact.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Dirty 20.
On that, as you're checking her and you're calm, the rest of the world kind of fades away. You've been trained as a physician as well as a cleric, so you're in there and you're looking, no heartbeat, no nothing. Something doesn't feel right. Roll me an Arcana.
Okay.
You could do it. Just roll high.
Look. I might be a cleric, but my intelligence sucks.
Hold on. Was that just for Miranda?
Yeah, because she rolled high enough in her medicine.
That's a 17.
17. You've only seen this once before. Somebody brought a student from the college who was trying new spells. In that instance, this is almost identical. That student, whatever he was doing, broke a piece of his soul off. You assume this is similar.
What's going on?
She, I've only seen this one other time.
Uh-huh.
When she was casting her spells, it seems that she broke her soul into multiple pieces.
Addendum says, wait. Does she change into an angel?
Yeah, very much that.
If you don't let me toll your night now, you're going to lose. And then I need Miranda to make a Constitution save.
A con save?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
We'll roll high enough and you'll find out.
Get a +0 con.
Look, it's not a negative. You're already ahead of the game.
It's a 6.
Okay. Addendum stops talking almost instant. You don't notice, Miranda, but Tayson, you do. As you look around to the scene, everything looks and feels frozen in time.
Everything looks frozen to me or to me and Miranda?
You get up and move. Miranda's not moving. Sure.
Can I try and pick her up? Can I,
Sure.
I'm trying to interact with my environment,
You go down and put your hands on her shoulders, try to give her a little shrug, and there's no movement whatsoever. In that moment,
I can't even move her.
In that moment, you hear like a as you look back. Addendum. There's certain magic, and you hear a familiar voice as 3 figures come out of the woods. One long purple hair, red dress. She moves her hair slightly as you look her way to show that she's a half-elf. As she steps over with high heels through the trees there, coming behind her is almost an exact copy of you. Darker hair, but the facial features are perfect. Same half-elf ears as a man in a cowl. Behind, or not a cowl, but his cloak pulled up behind him comes. Without him taking it off, you know that third one is the teacher.
Hi? Did you do this and why?
I wanted to speak with you, Tayson.
Okay. I feel like we could have done with, just there's like spells where you could just talk to somebody. You don't have to stop the entire. Did you stop the world or just like this immediate area? Like when people come back, are they gonna be like the same age and everybody else got older? How does this? How does any of this?
You go there, you fade off, and you hear you from Addendum. As he pulls the cloak back, you see the teacher. And he says, yeah, me. Do you have a problem with it? Addendum says,
someone could mention that Miranda is still
Mhm.
locked in time.
Addendum says, yes, and I remember my place. He snaps his finger, and as Addendum fades out of existence, Miranda, you start to move.
No.
What is going on?
No. Okay. Got it.
Where's Addendum?
He left. Guess. Okay. Talk. What are we talking about?
Miranda, as he says this, you look around, Addendum's gone, you see a half-elf woman, long purple hair and a red dress and high heels, and another male figure that looks like Tayson, except darker hair, and he seems to be wearing some kind of black war paint across his face as well.
Oh, and you didn't tell me you had siblings?
Didn't know.
The teacher says, well, you've been out gallivanting. It's hard to catch up with you. It was easier to freeze the moment than try just to talk to you.
I really don't know if you can call it gallivanting. It's struggling for any kind of headway. But okay. Again, I like a letter would be a little bit less dramatic. You can understand me being a little bit on guard right now, considering the situation, right?
Wow, you did well.
I'm assuming you, but one of you will stop time here. So there's that. And the one person that I thought, well, the one entity that I thought might be able to assist us in taking care of my friend, or at least had additional knowledge, you just kind of went away.
Well, it's time for you to come home with your brothers and sisters, Tayson. The moment of the end is near.
Have siblings been discussed at Tayson at all? Okay, just
Not that
making
you
sure.
know of.
Okay, just make. Well, yeah. Okay. I feel really bad asking for this now, considering the situation. But clarity, elaborate, maybe some of that. Like, what?
What part didn't you understand?
Brothers and sisters, first of all.
The being that looks almost identical to you just says, well, There's more of us. I graduated without destroying my school, though, so.
Okay.
And you hear the
Congratulations
teacher
on your honors. I don't.
as he's moving his hand, he's touching his chest, and the teacher looks over and just goes, "Perrin, not your brother." Absolutely, the teacher says. Besides, he would destroy you.
Oh, I don't think I'd do that. Yeah, we haven't really talked a lot yet. Um, so, again, we could talk about the whole like you all lied to me thing. Like, do we want to talk about that at all?
You could tell me how you think I lied to you, but Mirren, would you help the young lady out?
I was
And Mirren
told.
starts
I was.
walking over
Uh,
towards Ava.
uh, I'm gonna need to know what you're about to do, because if you harm her in any way, you won't even get up off the ground.
She smiles and says, "I know. I would never challenge you, Tayson. You're my brother."
It's not a challenge. We're not trying to. Oh, nice to meet you, sis. I guess. But what are you going to do?
I am going to find the piece of her soul that broke off and put it back in. Or do you want me to leave her like that?
We would appreciate your assistance, yes. But if you could maybe tell us the steps as you're doing it, I think that would assuage some of Tayson's
Mirinda being
anxieties.
You see Miranda saying this, and you
Yeah.
watch as this woman that the teacher called Mirren looks over, almost scowls with a twitch, and then closes her eyes to calm herself and looks back towards you, Tayson.
Mirinda being calm about it, it snaps Tayson kind of back into place. And okay, do what you got to do. Um, again, don't do something bad, because it'll end up worse. Okay, fixing Ava, great. Helping Ava, cool. How did you all told me that my family like gave me up, and now feel like I was like, and then I found out that I didn't really have family that gave me up. I was kind of created, and now there's more. I'm assuming like me, in that capacity. If you're calling us all brothers and sisters, so are we all like kind of biologically related, or is this like, oh, my really good friend that I grew up with that happens to be my brother, but they're not really my brother, that we're just brothers? Like, I've heard people doing that. Are you just doing that because we also went to different schools or something? Because I don't recognize any of them, but they seem to know who I am.
It's Perrin that talks. Created from the same essence. Did you lie to Tayson as he looks over to the teacher? And the teacher says, "No, Tayson wants to be honest with you. The other instructors told him that. I never told him that.
But you never set the record straight.
You never asked."
Mission is still a lie.
Did you know?
Yes, I'm the one who created you.
But did you know that they told me that?
No. But it's of little consequence now. You already took care of the discipline for them.
At this point, okay. But I didn't take care. All right. It didn't. Okay, fine. That was an accident, though.
Oof.
Like, all I can really feel is less bad, and I still don't even feel like. I don't even feel less bad. I still feel the same amount of bad about that.
You shouldn't feel bad at all.
How did you graduate? Talking to Perrin.
Aaron just smiles, and I was the last one standing.
Yeah, then no, I should feel bad. You should feel bad.
But I don't.
I said should. I assumed not. You seem kind of in the loop in an unsettling way here.
Under her breath, Miranda just goes, "That's called being a psychopath."
The teacher says, I don't know why you would feel bad. They lied to you.
I'm not talking about them. I grew up with other people like me that didn't. They didn't do anything wrong. They didn't lie to me.
That's how the Omnion's created, Tayson.
I'm sorry, what? It sounded like you got hungry in the middle of that.
You are an Omnion. You don't know that? Able to cast different classes of spell, conflicting classes of spells at the same time.
Okay. I mean, okay. Cool. That checks. Okay. So there's a title for my. I've just been calling it my weird, but okay. There's a title for it. Omnium. Great.
When you say I just been calling it my weird, as I'm sorry, as Mirren goes down and starts looking over it, she hears you say that, and Miranda, you hear her giggle. Not like giggle at Tayson, but giggle at the sound of the weird kind of thought process. You continue talking, Tayson, but she looks up and she says a word and flicks one of her fingers. Miranda, you watch underneath the red dress as a color. It conflicts with the red. It's hard to tell, but there's a glow as she flies up into the air.
That's a neat trick.
So, what's the plan?
You will face Deimos and destroy him.
Yeah, we're working on that.
Oh, I know.
Okay. So is there just
What more of the plan do you need?
where we're going, if I need to tell anybody, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera?
I thought when Martin took you in that it would be a good experience for you, that you would learn things that you couldn't learn from myself or the school, and all I see is that maybe he coddled you a little too much.
I don't know. I feel like I feel like I learned a decent bit of stuff from him. And as Tayson says that, the axe, his hand goes to the axe very swiftly, flips it around, and thunks it into the ground hard. I learned okay, and one of the things that I learned from him and you was actually the same lesson. And it's, if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to be informed of what it is, or I'm not going to be I'm not going to be very cooperative.
The teacher, unfazed, begins to walk forward a little bit and says, fine, information. You're right. I have always given you what you needed in information. Just like the were-rat problem that we sussed out in Rancho.
Brenda goes, "Thank you for that, by the way. Yes."
That there are
Kind of like
evils.
rubs at the bite mark that it's not a scar or anything, but she's like subconsciously like.
That there are evils in this world that need to be rooted out. Most of them come from the beings that seem to call themselves the gods. The veil needs to be strengthened. The gods need to be cut out so that this world could go back to a healing nature. At that moment, you hear, there you are. This is going to hurt. And you watch as Mirren sticks her hand into the void, and you watch her scream out in pain, but as she pulls it forward, you see this pulsing white light in her hand.
Does it look like... Oh, so she flew into the air to go find this thing? Okay, got it.
Okay, if you could put that back now, that'd be great. You're right, you've given me literally all the information I needed for you. I want the information for me now. I need the information I need. So that's different. You might have been checking in. I now have this issue of asking a lot of questions.
As
This
your
is
voice
fine.
goes
Yeah.
justifiably, righteously into like a little bit of anger, you watch the teacher open his hand, and you've seen this a ton of times, and you remember the feeling it's going to cause if you fail this con save.
Okay. Is this a spell?
No, it's something that it's an ability with you and his other creative
Totally fine.
beings.
That is a natural one.
As you watch
And you're
Miranda,
too far away for me to try and cast guidance.
It's all good.
you're cheering on, like I see you like doing little, like honestly, like yes, we're finally getting somewhere. The teacher basically says he doesn't like Tayson's tones as he opens his hand, and Tayson screams like he's dying as he grabs the back of his
Do
neck.
I know that the teacher is a lich?
I don't know. Yeah, that
Hey.
is what I believe she told you
Hey.
guys.
I'm going to channel divinity, turn undead.
Okay.
Cause fuck him! Leave my Tayson alone!
Your
That's fine.
Tayson.
That is my child, I will protect him!
Wisdom save, right?
I've never used it, so let me check.
I believe it is.
Yes, it's a wisdom save, DC 13.
Okay, 24.
Yeah, no, I think he passes.
As you touch your symbol and chant, he says, "That's enough out of you." And all sound around you just goes away.
Of course it does.
Jason, as he does this, he releases you. And he says, "Sorry, can we have more respectful tone, please? Do you have questions? I can answer them." Miranda, you don't hear this, by the way.
So I am going to use those psychic whispers to like basically knock on Tayson's mind, be like, "Hey Tayson, let me in. Can I hear?"
But you do feel Miranda trying to come into your head.
Mhm.
Oh no, you could just do it. He doesn't have that ring.
Yeah, even if
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. So it's fine. Yeah, she's there.
I thought he had the ring still. Yeah, so she comes in, she goes, "Hey Tayson, I can't hear anything. Can I use your ears instead?"
I'm using them, but okay.
You know what I mean. At the same time.
Okay. Sure.
You
Sure. Got it.
You hear a third voice. "This is uncomfortable." And you hear it, Miranda.
I know it's very crowded in here. I understand.
I
Could both of
do
you calm down
apologize.
for just a little bit? I'm kind of in the middle of something.
You say all that in your head, but he says, "Ask your questions, but with a more respectful tone."
How do you do that?
I created you.
Okay, that tells me how you can do that. Less of the how it is possible. Like what are you doing?
A failsafe I installed to make sure that none of you would turn on me.
Okay.
Especially now that you're older. I'm glad I did it with you. You are probably the only being in this world that could destroy me, Tayson.
Oh, well, good to hear. Fighting Deimos, destroying Deimos. Yep, that's the goal. Sounds great. You kinda need me to cooperate with you to do it your way.
Oh, no. I came to invite you home, not force you home.
Right. So if we're talking about respect, that's a bit aggressive. I'm just saying.
What was?
The literal screaming pain at every pore of my body because I was getting a little uppity with you.
Yes.
Okay.
But it's out of respect. The same as I'm being respectful. You should as well.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Puts the axe back onto his back. Juniper. Cloak goes away.
Okay.
We want to have a conversation. That sounds great. Please tell me your plan.
You will stand against Deimos and use I know you have felt your power to draw his energy and make him not exist.
Okay. Where will I stand against Deimos?
Haven't figured that part out yet.
Because it seems like the big issue about him coming back all the time is that he isn't ever destroyed in his realm.
All the time? Tayson, do you know why Deimos' symbol is a number 3?
I honestly don't.
He's the 3rd iteration of Deimos.
Okay. So there were 2 iterations before him that were beaten, gone, past.
I'm not sure, as I've done my studies, when the new symbol arises, everybody just believes the new symbol is what it has always been.
Okay.
In your mind, you hear, it's a title, not a name.
Okay, so if I got this right, it's a title, not a name.
It could be.
So,
Or both, as the teacher says, as he's thinking.
mm-hmm. So if I thought that our plan was going to be the need to fight Deimos simultaneously on 2 planes. Because the only way to truly eliminate him was to defeat him at all of his roots, not just a couple of the branches. Which means...
For you, it won't.
Oh, okay, sorry. Go ahead.
For you, it won't matter. You will absolve all his energy, no matter where he is. All he has to do is make contact with you.
Okay. Isn't this something that we should probably work with other people then? For me to be able to get to him? Or for him to get to me?
You think that you need these other people to accomplish your goal. You don't even need your brothers and sisters. They just... How did you say it, Perrin? And Perrin looks over and just says, incomplete without him, teacher.
Who's incomplete without... Oh, what?
Your brothers and sisters.
They're incomplete without me?
There are a few, but none of them are as powerful as you.
That doesn't sound like incomplete. It just sounds
In the
like
background,
pieces.
Miranda's just doing this towards them. For
Are
those
you?
on the podcast, I am flipping them off.
Okay.
So... if I'm all that's needed, why all of the behind the scenes stuff? Why the coming out of the woodwork now? Why the letter after the stolen cart? Why the subterfuge? Why not just... You've seen us talk to people to have conversations with them about this and what needs to be done.
Because you need no other information. You defeat Deimos by making him attack you with his power or touch you, and you will destroy him. There's nothing else that needs to happen. What other plan and considerations and talking? Yes, I know the feeble-minded, and he waves his hand, have corrupted your mind. But you forgot one of the first lessons. The easiest path is the right one.
I don't know. This path has been pretty hard, but it seems to have been pretty worthwhile.
What have you got out of it? Titles,
We f-
land,
we fixed one of your mistakes, or at least part of it.
the oasis. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I've been there. It made me want to come back, but I no longer want to.
Oh
And that wasn't you.
no, but going on that path, I got to see it. I got to help it be.
Eh? One little small dot in the middle of the dark forest that's grown over centuries.
Mm-hmm.
It's impressive. It's more than I've been able to accomplish. But I guess when you have the ears of the earth itself, it might make it a little easier.
Fair, but that's not an easy path either. Either way, semantics. So if that's all it takes, right? If you're right, what do I need to do? Like he makes contact with me. He attacks me. Something along those lines. What do I have to do?
He'll feel your power and search you out. We want to stop it earlier. We can try to get you where he's coming through.
No,
I heard his voice today, which is why we came to see you.
gotcha.
Perrin and Mirren wanted to come to you, and at this point, Mirren lands, waves a hand, and you hear everything again, Miranda, now in stereo because you're hearing it through Tayson's ears. As she walks up,
You guys just see her go.
walks up to Ava and just says, Tayson, this will hurt her, but she is trapped in time. She may not feel it. Are you okay?
I mean, if it saves her, like, to be honest, she tried to rip something out of my chest, and it hurt a lot. But she tried to do it to save me. I'd assume that she'd be okay with this being done for her.
So, could I maybe use like cure wounds to try and like take some of the pain away?
You're more than welcome to cast a spell as she like lines up where she's going to put it in, and you see her looking right here, right just underneath the breast, above where the diaphragm would be,
Yeah. I'll
and it as she's coming forward. So what are you going to do?
I'm gonna cast cure wounds. Like as she goes to do it, because I'm still holding her, I cast cure wounds.
And you watch as her hand disappears underneath the armor. Seems to you watch it dissipate a little bit as she's chanting something, and she pulls her hand out. She says that will probably do it. And she starts backing up towards where the teacher is.
Does she back up near me?
No, she starts backing up. I see this as you're facing the teacher. Ava was over here, but she's
Okay.
backing towards the
Okay,
teacher.
more circling around, or at least what for all intents and purposes. Okay, totally fine.
Well, you know, because of your spell casting capabilities, and you do have an idea of what you could do. And from just the chance and how she's cast spells so far, that you realize she's just showing you that she isn't trying anything.
Mhm.
She's not using any
Yeah.
special abilities with you. She's trying to maintain that.
Yeah.
There is a look between Perrin and Mirren of you, of fear, and to Miranda, annoyance.
Mhm.
Like when she talks, you watch them kind of just shudder why she was talking.
They're kind of dicks, aren't they, Tayson? She's saying this in his head.
Some metaphor, something about apples and trees in the distance. I don't know.
By the way, Ava heals 7 damage
Right.
with that cure wounds.
I'll tell you what. If she's okay, you've done me a favor. And I don't know whether you've either given me everything or taken everything that could have been away from me up to this point. But this one thing, if she's okay, you have done me something that I know I am grateful for. So, you're inviting me to come back with you all. Where and how are we finding Deimos? You don't have to tell me.
The teacher puts up his hand and just says, "Give me this, that until you're willing to come, it'd be stupid of me to tell you what we are."
I totally understand. I'm not. All of the hostility that I have towards your ideals, maybe any of the hostility that I might reserve for you and the way you go about things, I don't see you as an enemy. I absolutely
would be surprised if you did, Tayson.
I understand. That's why I'm saying I'm not. I don't think you'd have to worry about me betraying you, but I understand. And I understand the reserved nature of not giving me everything. If I went back with you right now, I don't need to know the location, obviously, but where would we go? Would we just go back and then seek out Deimos? Would we... Are we attracting Deimos? Are we going somewhere? Or are we just sitting there and waiting?
Funny you mentioned that. That much power in one spot should draw him to you. Besides, you're the eldest brother. It's your chance to stand in command of them as an army, which you were trained to do at the school.
How many... You'd say an army. How many people are we talking about?
Spoilers.
Ballpark.
More than 2.
You're telling me that you'd be surprised if I saw you as an enemy, but you're doing a lot of things that would make people concerned. I'm just saying.
Of course, because I believe your mind has been corrupted and coerced with things around you, that you would make me a point of contention instead of what needs to be done. Am I afraid of these things? Yes, I have seen the people you hang out with. A bard who used to go around and sell her services. A cleric who talks to the enemy of the people and pretends like she's a champion of them. The only one here with any gusto aside from you that I appreciate is the Guardian, because she was forced to be.
The gods are a problem because they what?
They create problems, wait for us to solve them, control people's lives. If you want a story about that, the book of Ava's grandfather was written, but ask her directly.
But
if I'm not mistaken, she shares something with her grandfather.
How is any of that different than what you're doing?
I've done nothing but create things that could destroy things.
You've created problems.
Are you a problem, Jason?
Sometimes.
How so?
Absolutely sometimes. My existence, me having a bad dream, has almost obliterated people near me.
Your power is quite extensive, which is why I invented the surge bells in the first place.
But you created the problem, and then you created the fix to fix the problem. You created a problem with trying to the difference in the veil with that forest and its corruptness, and there's so many things that you have tried to do, even if it's the right thing. You've tried to do so many things to fix problems, and some of them have created other problems because you've done it either on your own or been arrogant enough to think that you could do it some way better than somebody else. Maybe you're not a god, but you're trying something the same way all the time, it seems.
Yet here I stand willing to accept that they are my problems. And
Sure.
I have done things over the years to try to correct my problems instead of ordering others to do it for me and making them feel warm fuzzies inside by calling them champions.
Okay. Okay. But you still put yourself above any of the other people that could help you. You literally just called everybody that I've been around the feeble-minded, the ones that have corrupted my mind because, I don't know, maybe they think I should look at things a different way. No one has ever told me that I have to do anything here.
Challenging your beliefs is a very wise thing to do. Sharpening your sword and other swords is a great way to practice.
Yeah.
I don't deny that. I just deny this everybody wins ideal of doing it for the gods so that it fails again. So that they can continue to manipulate and control the people.
If we are able to stop Deimos through your ideas or somebody else's, does it matter how it's done?
Why are you arguing with yourself now?
No, I'm asking because you said you don't like the idea of it being done in the name of someone else. Like,
it's not a matter of doing it in the name of. If the gods manipulate it to make it seem like they were responsible for it, the problem exists, and it will absolve again and again and again. I have lived far too long and seen it. And again, do not take my word. Talk to Ava.
okay. Miranda, get out of my head for a second.
She ends it and gets out of his head.
Can she hear us?
No? Would you like her to?
No.
He holds his hand up.
Not. I'm doing you a courtesy. No.
I have my hearing back, remember? He snapped his finger.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. Hey, take all that back.
So yes.
Miranda, earmuffs real quick. There's in the gift that you gave me, there's a teleportation spell. Where does that go?
Can I see it?
I was about to roll it over like a bowling ball, because I didn't want to get closer. But yeah, I just grabbed it out of my hand.
When you started asking,
Mm-hmm.
Get out of my head, all this other stuff, he starts walking towards you.
Yeah, I totally fine with it.
And I felt like you were, taking a couple steps as well.
We're establishing civility. Totally fine with it.
And as you say that, he just holds out his hand. May I see the ball?
Of course. Here.
And he touches a finger to it, and you watch his eyes close, and as he opens them, you watch the pupils go to the back of his head. And he smiles and takes his finger off. He goes, approximately 60 feet.
Okay.
It basically gave him a misty step.
However, the other thing is what I am doing here. And he hands it back.
The other thing
in the ball.
Tayson / Mike / Nerdworks furiously checks his notes to see what the other spell on the ball is. There's an enchantment spell. Got it. What?
And he's pointing at around him the time stop that he did.
Oh, neat. Tayson turns around and looks at Miranda. I will... Yeah, unplug. Yes. Earmuffs
Okay,
off.
cool,
Yeah.
cool.
I will be
What's
back.
happening?
I will be back in like 15 minutes to an hour, okay?
Okay.
I'm actively getting a little bit uncomfortable with the everybody being frozen stuff. So if it's
Fair
okay,
and valid.
and he turns back towards the teacher and his siblings.
Your siblings.
Yeah. Well, Tayson turns back towards the teacher and his. Yes, sorry, second person. My bad. If we can go somewhere else to finish this conversation, because I assume that you're not going to want to stop that. And he points over to all the frozen people at the ground while still being here.
Stop what?
The not moving thing.
Oh, I won't be here when I start it, but
Right.
if you're uncomfortable, we can go somewhere else.
I wanted them to start moving. I wasn't necessarily, I figured we weren't done talking. So I was going to leave, let them get situated, and then I'd come back. In my head, I understand how convoluted this is out loud now, so it's okay.
Where were you headed?
We're heading south. We're going to. Is it Hardell that we're going to?
Yes, it's Hardell.
Sorry, I'm looking at the mental map.
Yeah.
Because there's Lodell, which is next to another town, and then there's Hardell, which is lower.
Lodell and Nodell.
Yeah.
And then
Hardell.
Hardell is later. Is way away. Yeah.
Yeah. We're heading to Hardell.
Would it help if I send everybody ahead? We can continue to talk, and I will send you to them when you're done.
Tayson does a lot of eyes, not like rolling into the back of his head, but like staring at clouds. Carry the one mental math. Yeah. It's just like, this sounds really good. I can't think of a way why it's bad. Looks at Miranda and says,
is there anything I need to know for when she wakes up? And she's like pointing to
Ava, yeah.
Ava in her lap. Because if there's anything I need to ask her, I'm going to have to be the one to explain all of this if we are going forward somewhere.
She may flare up and be very defensive because she's not going to remember from the point where she allowed too much of the forced angelic passenger that she has that came out to cause her to lose her soul. She actually lost a part of her soul to save the rest of you, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
By not releasing the angel fully.
Give me a second. And then, yes to that idea. And then, but give me a second first. And Tayson is going to grab out a note. And he's going to scribble. Say that one more time. Okay. Left too much. Okay. Got it. All right. Going to make a note that says, you almost lost it. We figured out how to put it back. Don't, in all big letters, don't do that again. See you soon. It's fine. Please relax.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna I'm going to go over to Ava and I'm just gonna like tuck it in between some of her fingers.
Okay.
I could just give it to her.
If she's real angry when she wakes up, have you ever like stopped somebody mid swing of a sword and crazy, like if she wakes up and she was like here and then continues, like you don't want to be next to her and give her a note, or if she's got it, she can figure it out on her own.
I just kind of want to be clear that
she's the note.
Yeah.
She's like limp in Dench's arms. That's the side. You actually see kindness 5 feet from her fell out of her hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm wanting to put it there. It's like, hey, you've got the note, so it's not a thing. Here, you've got it. Here's the thing. It's either going to be hilarious or it's going to work. Either way, I'm cool with it. This is Mike talking. Tayson he's just doing his best.
Also, can I just say real quick that Miranda is so proud of Tayson for standing the fuck up for himself.
Oh, don't worry though. It's not worth being that proud. Stood up for himself. got talked down to, immediately back down.
Still, it's a step.
Okay.
Baby steps in the right
Fair
direction.
Enough. Fair enough.
The teacher says, Tayson, if you will assist us, and you watch Mirren and Perrin go around, and like now where you're standing, you all form a circle of some kind.
I don't know what I'm doing. Do I just arm circles? What do you need
Group
me to
hug?
do?
Place your hands out like no.
Okay, arm circles. Got it. Okay. Well,
yeah.
I don't know. I was trying to do what you're doing. Am I not doing? Okay.
And he lays his hands down, says a couple of words. And Miranda, you watch as magical power seems to go from the teacher to Perrin to Miriam, but to Tayson, and then the one between Tayson and Miriam is way more powerful. Like it was amplified through Tayson. And you watch the teacher just kind of smile at Tayson. And the next thing you know, you're right about 300 feet away from Hardell as you hear people working on stone. You hear some people scream in the cart. You watch Ava jump up as Dench screams. And you're sitting there without Tayson.
Calm down. It's okay. We are safe.
Dench is like, "Are you okay?" And Ava opens up her hand and reads a note and just says, Where's Tayson?
He went to have a talk with his dad? Technically, kind of. I'm not sure what to. Teacher. We'll go with that. They needed to have a heart to heart real quick.
The two Dawn warriors that were shield to shield look around, and now they're looking around. They're like, "What do you mean he went? Where are we?"
We are outside of Hardell. It's a long story, but Ava, are you all right?
She stands
Are
up.
you
She
in
says,
pain?
I feel fine.
Okay.
I see it worked. You survived."
Yes, I did. You almost didn't. Don't do that again.
She stands up and says, "You're not my real dad." As she reaches out her hand and kindness comes to her and she clips it to her belt.
I'm not anyone's dad. But,
That you know
I would
of.
appreciate. Miranda Montera almost exclusively stays in a female form. And when she's been in a male form, she did not have relations.
Listen, all I know, agent of chaos, may chaos reign, and you said almost. So that's enough.
Again, in male form, she's never had relations.
Listen, I don't know how how all of the sexual relations of all of the things that you can turn into work and how the family hierarchies with those work. I don't know.
She does not have any children.
Okay,
It does.
There we go.
Save it for Q&A. Ava just says, "You're not my real dad. Don't tell me what to do." And she goes over to the carts and just calm down. We're here. You might have some disillusion, and we're gonna as you start to do the same thing. We pull out of this and we come back. Tayson, you're standing in the circle. You've never felt that kind of purge energy. Maybe once when you came back from the divine plane. As now it's just you, Perrin, Miriam, and the teacher.
Can you teach me how to do that? Because oh my gosh, it would have saved us so much time, so many different times.
Well, you were a good focal point, but you still need 4 points of energy transference.
Oh, okay.
It works with 3, better with 4.
Do we have a 5th? Or is that what we're doing? We're getting more.
Aaron just smiles. I like that you stay at it when you want to know something. It's admirable.
It's a bad habit that got drilled into me by not knowing a lot for a long time. But it's fine now.
The teacher opens his hand and you hear birds just chirp right above your head. They must have been flying over when he did that.
Thank you. That feels a lot better. The silence was a little unnerving.
Was not trying to, was just trying to have a moment
Yeah, no,
with you.
I get it. It's all right. Um, I'll tell you what. I need to rejoin them at the very least. I do.
Mhm.
Because I need to talk to them about what their plan is after they do. Right. We were going to Hardell. We were inspecting some things, and then I think after that was the time we were going to reconvene and figure out our actual plan.
Just know, Tayson, this is out of concern for them as well. You will destroy Deimos. Your brothers and sisters can stand their ground against them, but the others were not created for that. As many that are with you when it happens will die.
And that's what I'm saying. My concern is if I can tell everyone, hang back, I've got this, or we've got this, or whatever, and they can be on the defensive rather than planning the offensive, and I'm successful, it's going to save a lot of people. So that's kind of where I need to see where they're at. And that's not exactly something we were going to be able to do in the middle of a field without gathering the information that they wanted to get. So, it seemed like the smarter choice was to let them have their victory, go to Hardell, get what they needed, find out what they needed, come back, and then we figure it out. Because I'm not going to lie, I've been really pumped up about going to the Abyss to fight Deimos there, mostly because that would mean that everybody else was okay, except for the people that came with me specifically. If you're telling me that it can be even less than that, and we don't have to go to the Abyss, and I don't have to make a deal with somebody else that I shouldn't make a deal with, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I can live with that. So, is there a way for us to go back to your home without me directly knowing where we're at for your own safety?
When you're ready, Tayson, your brothers and sisters will act as decoys when the time comes. Or you can take your friends into battle with you. This will not be the last time we talk. You are my greatest creation.
So just to make sure we don't need to go, there's no urgency for us to go back right now. There's no urgency for me to join you right now.
He's come through, but he's still held back.
By what?
As far as I can discern, and he turns towards the mountain, and you see the purple hue from the shield that's always around Adora, that's kind of a time lock, but a little higher power. As far as the people inside that bubble, including Deimos, are concerned, they're still in the middle of battle.
Is there any reason we couldn't just go to it?
There's no way for us to get through that shield.
So we're basically waiting for the shield to fail on its own.
Deimos has been working on it slowly.
Sure. No, I understand.
He is still a god, so he
Right.
has some power.
No, this is why I'm asking. We're waiting for us to be able to get to Deimos in some way, shape, or form, right?
Deimos to get to us, but yes,
Well,
there is a difference.
Is there?
Yes. If we try to go to Deimos, we may be in the right area. We might not. It's not even a we, Tayson.
Okay.
Deimos will seek you out.
Right. I was saying but he can't seek me out until that
He's
shield
free.
goes away, right?
Correct.
So, is there any way we can figure out how long that's going to be?
We'll work on it.
Because if nothing else, we could just not have him have to look too far.
It's a good plan. I will see what I can do.
It's the fastest plan, probably the easiest plan. Tell me that's the best way.
Now you remember.
No, I remember to just. I don't think anything is 100% true all the time.
That's smart, actually.
I'm offended at your surprise, but I understand.
Not surprise, just it's a healthy way of looking at information.
I've learned it from the people I've been around.
Oh, I know. I've read Martin's books too.
Can't all be bad, that's all I'm saying.
I don't think he did it on purpose. But
Okay.
you misunderstand. I think the High General was an admiral, strong, great man. But Deimos still lives, and it was his job to destroy him. That's all I'm saying.
If somebody fails at something, does that make them a failure, or does that mean that they failed?
It's a good question. Hard to ponder, but more philosophical.
Sure.
Because I would go back to, if he failed and admitted he failed, would we be in the same position?
Oh, don't worry, I'm still pissed. Like I'm mad that I found out that he didn't succeed in letters and journals as opposed to, words out loud.
It's not a matter of anger, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's not even emotional. It's that he very loudly hid his mistake by publishing a book that the entire world of Bengen has read.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, don't get me wrong. I think I'm over the anger part of it now. And I don't think you and I are very alike, but I am getting closer to understanding the annoyance of people just not doing the right thing. But I mean that's what makes us all people, I guess. We're not perfect.
He reaches out and places a hand on your shoulder and says, Tayson, this is where you are leaps and bounds ahead of me, at least one area of it. You always do the right thing. I had to take centuries to learn the difference between good and evil, right and wrong, power and reality.
Somebody asked me once if I thought that Martin was a good person. And I wasn't sure how to answer it. Do you think you're a good person?
No.
I respect that.
Nor do I think I'm a bad person.
I get that.
Watching Miranda miming for the next 15 minutes has been great.
Look, I try not to fuck
It's
with
just
the
been
role.
funny.
You're
I'm
doing
watching you,
absolutely great. You're doing wonderful. It's
great.
very appreciated.
If you're listening to the podcast, you're missing some wonderful miming. He says, but now with the information you have, do you believe Martin was a good person?
I think he was a person who was trying to do good things. And like all of us, he's flawed.
You're right. But let me answer.
Yeah.
Unless you have another question, I
No.
feel like we're pretty done.
This is weird. I'm actually... I was more succinct with my questioning than normal. And And I feel like I actually got to a good end point, and now I understand how people leave conversations better. Yeah, go ahead.
If the same question is posed to me,
Mhm.
I do believe Martin was a good person, which is why he couldn't succeed.
Do you think I'm a good person?
I think you're in the middle. You will do what needs to be done because there's no other way to finish it. And if you remember your lessons that I have taught you from the school, not those imbeciles that you have helped me get rid of, you will remember, get in, get it done, get out. We don't seek admiration. We don't want people to remember our names. We just want it fixed.
Okay. Just food for thought. And I learned this from the Guardian and her family. A good CEO is only as good as the employees that they hire. So, don't bash on the people that taught me so much because you hired them. You know.
I feel I've made a mistake at that particular school, but I think it made you who you are. So
Gotta break a couple dozen instructor eggs to make a Tayson omelet. Like I feel like you're.
if that's how you want to look at it, I
Oh,
feel like
I
they
really
made,
don't. I didn't feel good about it. But if we're sitting here being flippant about them, dying, I might as well lean into it at this point.
you don't have to feel anything about them dying.
Oh,
They died.
yeah.
They deserved it.
Mm,
You are more powerful. And your attitude is perfect because, to be honest, if you were a little bit more evil, the world would bow to your whim.
oh, that's uncomfortable.
So I think you're right where you need to be.
I don't like people bowing to me in any capacity, so that's okay. All right. Okay. Good. Good talk. Uh, thanks for keeping tabs. You know, don't don't blow up my friends. Please, appreciate it. And yeah, do I have a way to? Is there a way I should contact you, or are you just going to contact me whenever you kind of see fit again and stop all of time and movement around me?
I'll not do the stopping time thing.
Okay, if we could do a letter, like I'd really appreciate some correspondence. That would be great.
A cell phone number, text messages, anything.
I will write you more often.
Okay,
It's the
yeah.
least I could do for you.
Thank you. I literally had two people in my head with me at the same time. There's one always hanging out, and it just at a certain point, if there's a way to just like, hello, without it being some kind of crazy cosmic force, that would be ideal.
You pretty much are a crazy cosmic
Well,
force.
I don't need two. Okay. Um, but yeah,
But
no.
imagine what you could accomplish if you could, I don't know, absorb an angel.
I don't want to do
Food
that.
for thought.
Wings
A
wouldn't look good on
demon,
me.
an angel, as passengers, as you've called them.
Oh, I don't want to do. I don't know. No, I'm not comfortable with that.
This is
I don't
why
need another
you're.
voice. I really don't. That's what it comes
Th-
down to.
this is why you are the exact right person.
Mm. Okay, fair enough.
Are you ready to return to your friends?
Uh oh. No. I'm sorry. I'm being a terrible hi, and I wave past the teacher to my siblings, the question mark.
They'll come up next to the teacher. Hello. The female hands out her hand. Miriam.
Oh, that shake it with both hands and lowers himself a little bit. Like, thank you very much for helping my friend. There's been a lot of undercutting words as far as their usefulness or whether or not they should still be around or be absorbed or whatever. But they're kind to me, so I appreciate you taking care of them.
He smiles back to the teacher and says, well, his methods work, but I don't think you need to.
Okay, good. I appreciate that. Perrin, is that right?
Aaron, yes.
Okay. Hey, I mean no offense by this whatsoever, because I am somebody who is very, very socially awkward. Just relax a little bit, okay? Just if you could turn down the volume knob 10% on you, you're gonna be awesome, man.
I love you too, brother.
Okay, that'll work. Yep. Well, looking forward to seeing you at the next reunion and playing a game of go defeat a demon god and such. But I'm gonna head back with my group for a bit. But I hope you're both okay. I hope you're both happy. And do whatever it is that makes you happy as long as it doesn't make a whole lot of other people unhappy, okay?
They both just smile. The teacher says, are you ready now?
Yeah, now I'm ready. Sorry, I would have felt real bad if I didn't say anything. Bad introduction. Okay, yeah. Okay, arm circles?
No need.
Okay.
As the teacher reaches out, touches a thumb to your head. And the next thing you know, you are standing in a field that doesn't look any familiar, and you hear arguing to your right. It's G-Mind and Posh as they're arguing with Dawn warriors. We need to get back to Tayson.
I can't believe you two let me get out of your sight. That's a bad bodyguards.
So they have their backs to you, and G-Mind just leans into Posh, but loud enough says, Are we rubbing off on him? And Posh says, I really hope not. I don't think the world could take a third. And they turn around and see you, and they both ease, relax.
I'm sorry. Have we lost all decorum in my brief absence? Where's the bow? And then I laugh and and slap him on the shoulder. Hi. Hey, so we're here. How we doing, everybody?
Well, I think everyone's mostly calmed down now.
Okay. Yeah.
Stroop took a couple, and they got started on the wall after she very angrily accepted your explanation of what just happened.
Yeah, for
Miranda.
Sure. I do not like that. I do not like that at all. But okay.
I love your Stroop impression.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
Yeah. Okay, so we're here. This is good.
Yes, it is.
So we just got to do a little see how things are going. They're rebuilding. That's great.
As you look around, there has been, just to give you guys a heads up real quick, as you look around, you're closer to Hardell now. You see that the walls are being, there is some construction going on. But now you know why you loaded up the wood and the bricks onto the carts. They're going to need it, and you don't want to cut down more trees if they're available. And there's no quarries near here either, so you see what's going on. But continue your conversation. I just wanted to be clear.
Yeah. Cool.
So how did the family reunion go, Tayson?
We'll talk about that later. Much more concerned with the everything is fine. We're here. No one is missing. All of that is good, right?
It appears to be the case, yes.
Excellent. Where's Ava?
She points in the direction of the Dawn.
Yeah, and she's got dawn warriors around her as she's talking about what she wants for guarding.
I beeline towards her.
Okay.
Push a. No, excuse me. Sorry. Like push a couple of people like waiting for orders out of the way. Get like face to face her and just like, hey, and I'm hugging her. And I'm like, I'm being awkward.
Yeah.
But then in the hug, I'm just saying, don't ever do that again.
So she hugs you and she says, only if you promise never to let me go. And we're going to go to break.
Yeah.
Good, because I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I was going to say, perfect timing. All right, everybody, we're going to break. I'm writing down numbers right now. 128. 28, because I'm remembering these things. We're going to go get some water, use the bathrooms, all those good things. You should do the same. Get some snacks, because snacks are great. Not for podcast audio, though. So get some snacks, you two, as long as you're muted, and everybody else gets snacks, because you're all good to go. We'll see you soon!
Are we muted yet?
Hi.
Welcome back to Boy Chat, where we sit around and talk like the boys. I'm just kidding. Oh, there she is.
Thank God. I was really not excited to figure out that podcast.
We're live.
We're
and
live.
I was joking about it being a boy. We were going to do boy talk now.
Oh.
No, your timing could not have been even. It couldn't have been better.
Well, we
Before
just
we
got done getting up onto bed.
Before we went to break, we saw the finished kiss of Miranda and Addendum as the world was stopped in the middle of an argument of Addendum trying to help Ava. As once again, Tayson talked to his teacher and found out that he has brothers and sisters that have similar traits as him. After a little bit of the conversation, he was very uncomfortable. So Tayson learned what it was like to be with his brothers and sisters as transfer of power happened to teleport everyone to Hardell. Later, after talking a little bit, he was taken to Hardell. I will mention that I read the chat, and Miranda is very proud of Tayson. As I think the teacher is proud of Tayson as well, because, every now and then you just need to remind somebody, we could be respectful and talk here. And sometimes you just have to do it with a pain ability that you have ingrained into your creation. That's all I'm saying.
Abuse. By the way. Tayson does not deserve that.
Deserve and opinions are all relative.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they're all right.
Tayson hugged Ava and we went to break as Tayson told her never to do that again, which she replied, as long as you never let me go.
That's going to be pretty encumbering at a certain point. Yeah, don't seriously though. That's ha Virginia joke. Don't ever do that again.
It was a little bit stronger than I thought it was, and I had to put a little bit more into it to release her.
I am. You are a strong, independent woman. All of that. Yes. If you ever put yourself in danger of not being around anymore, while there are other people around who can also protect you, it's not a sacrifice. It's not martyrdom. It's just throwing it away. No more last-ditch efforts or anything like that unless we're at the last-ditch effort, okay? We had it handled.
We did not have it handled.
Then how come we're still here?
Good question. How did we win?
So we have a friend who's a devil, and he came and helped us out, and got rid of the thing, and then then I ran into some friends colleagues, family. I ran into some more than acquaintances that sent you all here, but they put it back. It wasn't close. They had to go pretty high up into the air to go get it and put it back for you. So like it was dangerous.
But what back?
You really don't know what happened.
No, I freed your friend, and then my friend wanted to destroy everything.
A piece of your soul broke off.
Oh, because I tried to hold him back.
Yeah. Like, it literally broke. That's what I'm saying for the, hey, let's chill out next time, okay? Because
just a piece?
Enough for you to not be around anymore if it wasn't found and put back. And I don't know how to do that. None of your colleagues knew how to do that. Miranda knew what the issue was, but I don't think she knew how to fix it. If we didn't have the people around that shouldn't have been there, you wouldn't be here.
I would like to add, there's no proof that I wouldn't be here.
They all tried to heal you. None of it worked.
It sounds like I just needed to sleep. I don't know what the problem was.
Oh, is this one of the, okay. No, I understand this. So this is one of those things where you're either in denial or you're trying to be proud and not admit it. And either way, that's totally fine. I deal with people who do this all the time. In fact, they're kind of my best friends, so it's okay. But what I'll say is like, hey, sure, tell yourself whatever you need. Just don't do it again. Because none of us know how to fix it. In case you need more than a nap, none of us know how to fix it.
Hey, son, if I didn't do it, Miranda would have died. And if I had the ability to save her and did nothing, that would have been weighed on my soul anyways, and it would have been destroyed. What does it matter?
I adore Miranda. I do. If you did that, and then people didn't show up, and Miranda still died because we weren't strong enough to take it out on our own without you, would it have been worth it then? You have to stick around to save as many people as you can, not every person that you can. You're important. Deal with it.
When you say I'm important,
Mm-hmm.
To whom?
I mean, everybody.
Who's everybody? Like, the whole world doesn't know that Ava Nalo exists?
I mean, sure. Like, okay, you're important to Miranda because you saved her. You're important to me because you tried to rip the evil out of me, and then you could have killed me, but you didn't. So that means that you're pretty nice to me, and I like that. You have all of your group. I don't know. You're important.
I'll take it.
I think I'm misunderstanding.
I don't think you are. I think you're too honest to misunderstand.
If I'm telling you 100% of what I know because I'm being honest about it, trust me, sometimes it's because I don't know. I'm bad at this. I'm sorry, what's going on? What are you asking me?
You leaned in as you said that?
Yeah.
She grabs your face
Mm-hmm.
and just says, how important to you am I?
I'm thinking of like a
Don't say anything. I want to watch Miranda do this like the rest
Yeah,
of the podcast.
I'm trying to think of like a quantity or like you looking for a metaphor or just you said if Miranda died and you could have saved her, it would have made a mark on your soul. Right?
Yes.
You not being around, whether I could have done something about it or not, would be a far heavier mark on mine. So don't die.
She kisses your cheek and says, I make no promises, and just walks away from you.
Okay. Talk to you later.
She waves, but doesn't look back. You guys go in, and you see the destruction now. These houses are being rebuilt, but the only two that are standing are Tayson and Miranda.
Miranda goes up to her house, says passcode, which for the life of me, I cannot remember what I said it at the moment, so we're just saying she says the passcode.
Yeah. As you walk up to your door, you notice there's like a cellar trap door out front of your house. You've never seen that before.
That's new.
You say the word, grab the handle, turn it, and as you open the door, you hear a small child, a young woman about 11, just walk up and say, it's your house. Thank you. If your servant didn't tell us to go downstairs, we would have all been dead.
Any of you are there?
Everybody in the town, approximately 200.
Got a big basement.
I hope it's okay, but she told us that
No.
we could stay down there until we rebuild, so everybody's been living in
You're
your
fine.
basement.
No, that's entirely fine. But are you all right?
Yeah, I think a few people were hurt, but your servant evacuated everybody. I don't know how she knew things were coming, but she made us all go down in the basement before.
Pixies have their ways.
Pixies? She looked human.
Never mind. Well,
She says, but my house was just thank you. And then she runs away.
I am so unbelievably upset because all you said was you walk in your door, a small child is there, and they say, hey, it's your house. And it's like, yes, these are the kids we were talking about. You are their dad. Yes! But no, never mind. Fine. Whatever. I got excited. It's fine.
Nice.
she has siblings. She does not have any children.
You
Her siblings have kids.
head up into your house, though everything looks exactly like it's supposed to. Not a thing is out of place.
Doc, can you put us in the overworld map on Roll20 if you've got it?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, none for you.
But yeah, she walks downstairs and like takes stock of the townsfolk real quick, and everyone, we are here with supplies.
So
if anyone is able-bodied enough, not injured or anything of that nature, and wants to assist with rebuilding, we have things to start that process.
So you close your door and you go back down outside because there's no entrance inside that you know of your basement that you had no idea existed. But you go downstairs in the trap.
She's gonna casually walk down, just like, yes, this has always been here, clearly.
Yeah. There's a few people down here and they hear the supplies. Good. We were running out and we were wondering how we are going to get more. Thank you. Is this your house?
It is. Yes.
Thank you for opening it up and allowing your servant to put us here. They're amazing. They knew moments before and made us all come down here. It was quite a spectacle.
She does well. But yes, if you all would like to go assist, we have supplies, we have people to help with the rebuilding, but I'm sure some of you will want to start rebuilding your houses yourselves and things of that nature. Like, you all know where your houses were.
Kind of. Yeah, we're rebuilt. Yeah, let's go. And they all get up and they walk out. And there was only about like 50 of them down here. Other people were working when you showed up. So
Yeah.
they must have been a certain bit that needed more stuff to work. You're alone down here and you look around and there are cots set up, boxes.
Do you remember I named my pixie? It's been a while.
So what you called her and her name are two different things, but I can look for
What I called her.
you. Mm-hmm.
'Cause I don't know where that notebook happens to have gone. I did just, rearrange my entire room so everything's still kind of chaotic while I put things away.
Wow, look, I didn't write it down. I have her original name. It was like Wesson or Vesson or something along the lines of that.
You know what? We're gonna come up with a new nickname for her. Tink.
You watch her face in front of you, and she says, "If you're mad, I'm sorry, but I could not let the people get hurt."
No, I'm not mad. You did exactly what you should have. I need to take stock. Can you show me the runes that are on the house? I need to start research on them.
The runes, they're built into the stone. You would
Is it
have to talk to the creator to see the runes.
okay? How do I get in contact with the creator? Because you obviously were here with the house when I got it. Do you have a way?
You missed him. He was here recently.
I missed him. Okay.
He comes once a year and gives me a 2-week vacation to go home to the Feywild.
Oh, it's very kind of him.
Well, he's not a slave master. I work for him because I choose to.
And that's entirely fair. Do you have a way to contact him?
I can try. Sometimes it doesn't work. He is not from this plane of existence. He did upgrade your bag. Um, the animals are quite the. They are very more powerful than they were when you left the bag here for me to play with them. I don't know why he felt the need to, but when I came back, he was finishing on it.
Well, that's kind of him. Yes, if you would please, I would appreciate if you would try to contact him for me. I need to try and research this so we can protect more people.
Absolutely, miss. Is there anything else? Would you like some tea?
I would love some tea. Would you like to join me?
I would love to join you, but I can only do one thing. So I will make you tea and try to make contact.
Well, when you are done making contact, if you would like, please join me. It's been a while. I would like to catch up.
Absolutely. And she just phases out.
Tell me about your trip to the Feywild. How was it? How's your family?
You tell mom to tell them kids, yeah, hi. Then I said hi, and I'm just kidding. You go back outstairs, or outstairs, up the stairs and outside. Um, Out the stairs is now the new thing.
Hmm?
Do you want to do anything else?
I am going to go back into like the main part of the house
Mm.
and look for the bag of not Pokeballs.
You walk upstairs. At first you don't notice it because it doesn't look the same. But as you look over, the first thing that pops out at you is there's a metal workman symbol on
Mhm.
one of the straps. It's the same bull that you have on your dagger.
Oh, so you would be the creator. She pulls out the Dax ball and pops it out.
Okay. I am going to need you to roll me
Is it still a D6?
A D27.
it is.
It's still a D6? Okay.
A
I don't have
D8,
a
not a
D27,
6.
Mike.
It's
A
it's
D8?
a D8, sorry.
I
It's
don't
always
have a
been a D8.
D27, but I do have a D30.
Not the same.
That's a 5.
A 5. You throw it out, and the whole place shakes as the puff grows to a large black bear who roars out in front of you.
Dax! Ooh.
He just rubs against you. Here's his head.
Oh, she's like giving head scratches and everything. Did you have a good time with Tink? Oh, that's wonderful to hear. Now, if you could, stay down here for a moment. I will be right back, little one. She runs upstairs and gets her dagger with the bull.
Okay. You run up to your room, and it's there where you've always placed it, that dagger that he gave you.
She activates it.
And there is a hum in the air. And then a man in a top hat wearing a cane comes
What was
out.
his name again?
Uh, uh, you call him Lord DeCaneth. He is the second in the Caneth family.
Kenneth, long time no see. You seem to be doing well for yourself.
Of course I am. Have you decided to come home, work for my security team?
No. I do, however, believe that you. Sorry, one sec. One of the cats has decided to open the door.
That's awesome. Everything is awesome.
It is my understanding that you are the creator of this house?
A long time ago, yeah.
Okay. I need your assistance, if you could. I need
Well,
to take a look at the magic that you sewed into the creation of it.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, but I am a businessman. What do I get out of this?
When I am done assisting with the current problem here, I will return and assist with the security team.
That's enough for me. The runes are going to be complicated. I don't think the how to say this nicely because I don't mean to be mean, but the primitive magic that is done here. This world doesn't have the understanding, but possibly we could integrate wards. There's a lot of to do. We're going to need a lot of energy. I need a magical siphon because the bricks were made in the Mornvale.
Conveniently, I happen to have one of those. She sticks her head out the door. Hey, Tayson, I need you!
You cut to Tayson, who's been just sitting, like, with his arms folded at your front steps, just muttering to himself, like, I don't I feel like I said the right thing, but I got in trouble and I did the wrong thing, and I don't, okay. She seemed mad, but okay. And then you yell, "Oh yeah, okay." And Tayson walks into the door and sees a fucking bear, and just ah.
Next to a guy in a top hat, a very nice suit, and a cane.
Well, that's all upstairs, isn't it? Or did she come
No.
back down? Okay,
She came
got
downstairs.
it.
downstairs.
Got it. Okay, fair enough.
A man in a top hat, a bear, and a changeling walk into a room.
Okay. Yeah.
We need your siphoning ability.
I don't know if it's an ability that so much as just like a thing that happens, but okay.
But you siphon magic.
Sometimes.
Interesting.
Yeah.
If you don't control it, you can cause an explosion. We have a place, like I was explaining
Yeah, very
to
aware.
Miranda here, that the Mornlands, one of my projects in the Great War went off there, and it's never been the same since.
Oh, well, anytime that I do it bad, and he pulls out Globy. It's just like, normally if I do it wrong, if this thing has open space in it, it stops it from going terribly, terribly wrong. And I've got some space.
Wish I had that.
Yeah, sorry. I if I knew how to make it. Do you want to take a look at it? Maybe you can.
No, I'm actually pretty proud of what the Mornlands has become.
Sure, but you don't want to do it like again, right?
So the siphoning ability,
That's concerning.
he says,
Okay.
as he sits down and takes the top hat off.
Mm-hmm.
How much power could you absorb?
Theoretically, a lot.
But it would take a lot to create the bricks that made this house in the Mornlands again, speaking of, and to bring them over from Everon.
Okay. Did you do were you responsible for the house next door too?
No, this is the only house.
Okay, because the house next door is also pretty like protected, and I don't know how that works either. So I wasn't sure if it was, same.
So if you don't
company.
mind me asking,
Yeah.
I do apologize for interrupting you.
No, of course.
Protected. How do you know of the ruins of the house?
I don't. I just walked in and I was told that I needed to be siphoning something. I don't know what.
And when he asked, he's looking from Tayson to Miranda.
Okay, great.
There were only 2 houses left standing. Like, clearly there's some protection magic on both of them. It doesn't
Standing
take a
against-
genius to figure.
Against what? Like a bomb? How far has this place come? Have you flying
Demons?
machines?
Demons.
Oh, I should have guessed. Yes, demons.
Yeah, they don't. They are just now getting into artificing, but it's there is some controversy over that. She takes a sip of her tea.
Yeah, backwater worlds. It is what it is.
No
offense, he says, looking to take.
I feel insulted, but it's fine. I get it. Different cultures.
You don't know where you're going to be born. It's not your fault, but
I said I felt insulted, and then you tried to make it better, and I feel worse. So if we want to just do the thing, so what needs to happen?
oh, pardon me for 1 second. And he puts his top hat back on and opens the door and looks out. Looks right. Closes the door and says, "Wow, the rest of the town was absolutely destroyed. That's interesting."
Yeah. So great craftsmanship here. Good job.
Yeah, you did a wonderful job with the house. I very much appreciate it. I don't know how I managed of all the people to get it versus someone else.
You
By
don't know how
coincidence.
the deed of this house got into your hands now that you know who created it.
I'm assuming you probably had something to do with that.
Of course. I told you I would watch out for you, and you were welcome back anytime, but I understand that you want to travel.
I don't mean any offense to any of the 3 of you.
Is the bear too?
Yeah, of course. Why would I not include them? Bear's been chilling this entire time. I
I
assume
got
yeah.
It's sitting.
Yeah.
It's literally just
yeah,
sitting
just
there.
sitting, paws crossed, distinguished gentleman, absolutely. I do you actually need me for anything, or just to confirm that I might be a viable source of help, and then insult me, but not me?
We need you to siphon some of the magic so we can take a look at the runes.
No, I don't need to see the runes. I just need to bring over bricks made in the Mornlands. That's how you have to
Oh.
create them. I absorb the energy there, but it needs a lot of abnormal energy to do planar existence transfers. I could show you the math, and he's looking at Taysom, but I'm sure you wouldn't understand.
Tell me what you need
I
me
need
to do.
I'm Eberron, and I don't understand. You know.
how does the siphoning work? Like, what do we need to do?
Okay. So there's been a couple of times I felt kind of like in danger with magic being involved, whether it was a magic entity or actual magic, and I kind of tether to it, and then I just pull harder on the tether than the magic that exists until there's no tether. I just it's mine.
Anterior astral. Yeah, I understand what's happening.
Great.
Have you ever been to another plane?
Yeah. Yeah. So I was on the divine plane for like, oh, maybe a minute.
He rolls his eyes when you say the divine plane. He says, "Positive energy plane."
Yeah, that
Is
one.
that where you were?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah.
I understand. You worship your gods. And
Oh
I'm not mad
no,
at your
I'm
gods.
pretty. No, I'm agnostic. I know they exist and stuff, but I don't know if it's like, you know what I mean? Like I don't have a, oh, this one. Thank you so much. It's just, you know what, the world is what the world is. Like, it's okay.
He smiles and tilts his head. And
over there, like,
he smiles, tilts his head a little bit at you, and then says, "That's the first step. But don't look at them as gods. Look at them as more powerful beings you don't understand."
Okay. Sure. Sorry, this isn't anything against you. I would probably be totally up for this conversation and really want to dive into it, except for the fact that I just had like the worst version of this conversation literally 10 minutes ago. So future notes, if we could talk later, that would be great.
I need to get back to start some work.
No, future. For now. What do you need?
What I'm thinking is if I send you to the divine energy plane for just a few moments, because
this time you called it the divine plane, so haha.
Because you did, and I'm trying
to. Yeah, but then no, I'm reeling back to your way. It's okay. Positive energy. We're good.
Okay. Insult me again, and you won't do it a third.
Okay. I didn't think I insulted you. I'm sorry.
Positive energy plane. I can send you there for a few moments.
Okay.
No mortal can stand much longer.
Okay.
You could draw on the energy. I could bring you back, and then I can siphon that energy to create a portal powerful enough to bring stones, but we'd have to do it multiple times. You've been there. I'm not sure how you feel about this plan.
How often and how many times?
Quite a few, if you're talking about rebuilding a city with these stones.
Oh. Miranda, are we rebuilding a city?
We just need enough for protecting the castle.
If we took a couple of these stones and added them to foundation that was already there, would it protect it?
Small area where it was installed, yes.
What if I need to protect a castle?
I think one of the stones every 10 feet should do the job.
Tayson starts doing some mental math. How many stones could we take care of if I do this? Like at each stone?
Be able to transfer maybe 50 at a time. They
okay.
Be slightly volatile. That's why we need to absorb all the energy. It's more for protection, so we don't blow up both of our planes of existence.
Right. Okay, great, because that would be bad. Okay, so you're gonna send me somewhere. I have to just withstand it. Then I'm gonna come back, and you're gonna take all of it off of me. Put it into stones, and we'll have the stones.
Oh no, I'm going to take it out of you to create the portal with protection to bring the stones over. I can
Oh.
create the stones or have
Okay.
others under my employee create the stones before
Okay.
I bring them over.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I don't think we're on our. I don't think we're here to leave immediately. So. Yeah. I could. Yeah. All right. I'm down for this until I'm not. If that's okay.
Don't understand it, but that's fine. He stands up, grabs his top hat, and says, "I'll be back in say a week. Give me some time to put the planning and
Oh, a
stuff together and
week.
get the things
Okay.
moving."
Okay.
I'm sorry, did you need this sooner?
No, I did. I didn't know how fast it would be. I don't know. I don't know how long we're gonna be here specifically. But if this is what you got to do.
I need to come up with a business plan first.
Okay.
We have to account for all the gold that we're spending. But I can get this together and have a plan within a week and have a better idea. Uh, Now, I need to ask because of that,
Mm-hmm.
is there a timetable? Because this will not be quick.
The sooner, the better.
Define
The
not
demons
quick.
have been attacking at faster intervals.
Thank you. Turns the taste on. By not quick, I mean to even enter the Mournlands can take 2 days or 2 years to get in and out in the same distance.
Mm-hmm.
It shifts reality around it.
Okay.
Nobody knows what's going on. It used to be a capital of sorts. If you're interested in history, I could bring you books.
Oh, that'd be great. I'm down for learning about that, or at the very least, take the books, give it to Miranda, and then she can tell me about it. Um, okay. Do is it possible to contact you from somewhere else other than here? Because if we're back at the actual location of where we would need to do all of this, I don't know if that would be viable for you or not.
No matter what plane our dear Miranda, I believe it is now,
Oh,
is
Montera, it's okay. Yeah, no, I get you. It's okay.
oh good. I
Yeah,
was making sure.
yeah.
I
No, I
don't want to break
understand. Yeah, of
trust.
course.
Wherever she is, the dagger will call me, no matter what plane it is
Oh,
in.
great. Okay. Well, hopefully I'm still around in a week and do your business planning stuff. And thank you very much for taking the time and letting me know.
It's my pleasure. It was nice meeting you, Tessa.
Absolutely. I look forward to another conversation. Sorry for the insults. I didn't mean anything by it.
He tips his hat towards you and says, Montera, is there anything else you need from me?
I believe that is it. And she, does the Eberron pleasantries and like kisses his ring and everything.
He turns
and before he goes, she plants a light peck on his cheek. Thank you.
I think in the end it's beneficial. It's worth it. He turns, scratches the bear's ear, and says, "Good boy, Dex," and waves a hand and opens a portal and walks through.
Dex got big.
Dax did get big.
Okay, fair enough.
So did all the other ones apparently. He gave us an upgrade, and she points to the newly retooled bag.
Oh,
And you see it. Your old bag was gray. This one is more of a tan color, but there is mechanical beings on it. There are gears turning without being attached to anything. There are no springs. It's very interesting in its design. It looks more mechanical than it is a magical bag that you're normally used to.
okay. Cool. Cool.
Kind of smiling at it, she goes, "Reminds me of home."
Okay. Well, I mean, so conversation time, I guess. If things go the way that I'm hoping that they do, you can probably go back whenever you like.
Jason,
Yeah.
there's no need for you to be the one to take this on. And she pulls out the bones that have the Deimos flame all
Oh,
throughout them.
cool. Gross. I don't understand.
I can do it. All I need is an enchanter.
You need to do what?
Take Deimos' power. I have a way for you to lock me away forever. So I won't break through. And this plane will be safe.
Can you... Okay, can you... I want you to say all the words that you just said, but I want you to say them again, and I want you to insert the words that somebody who doesn't know what you're referring to or talking about would also add.
Every changeling has a name that works as a word of power on them.
Okay.
You have never heard it. I know it, but no one else does.
Okay.
If this plan works, I will be the siphon. I will take his power. And you and Stroop will use my name to order me to never be able to break free from that plane.
So to
You
clarify...
have family. You have so much family.
So to clarify... a little bit ago, we talked about how we were all going to go to the abyssal plane to get rid of Deimos, while you were thinking about absorbing, becoming, whatever you want to call it.
Technically I would become Deimos.
You know, part of this whole problem is the fact that Deimos is still in play because he was sealed away, but he actually wasn't, like, fully sealed away.
That's not how this works.
Because?
It works as a word of power.
Yeah, against a changeling.
I
What?
cannot go against the order.
What do you become if you are you and then you also become Deimos? Are you still a changeling? Are you partially a changeling? Are you a demon god? Are you somebody who's sealed away? Are you somebody that other people, like this weird cult, is trying to bring back out because they want to revive you? Just because theoretically this could work against you, are you sure that it could? I'm not going to tell you that he's right, but the teacher pointed out that a lot of the time that things go wrong is because people that are good, genuinely good, try to take care of things in a good way. And that's what you're doing. You are giving up your you-ness to potentially stop a thing from happening. If it works. If it's just you, then it doesn't have to be anybody else. All of that sounds great. But if it doesn't work, or it only works for a while, then it's for nothing. It's for a little bit of peace and to pass the problem on to somebody else. We're dealing with this problem because someone good did something and then they passed it on to somebody else. Let's just kill the problem.
We can't kill the problem, Taeson. Are you willing to kill every single one of the gods? Someone has to take the place of Deimos.
Why?
Because that is the natural order of things.
Then let's unnaturalize the order. I don't understand. You're from a place that has got a completely different order than we do. I just got told that we're backwater. So if that's different from the order than we have, then why don't we just change the order of things?
And you guys are working towards it.
Right.
But until you're
I hate
there-
to tell you this. You're asking if we can keep up the status quo while telling me that we are also working to change the status quo. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm not saying I'm not even saying don't do it. I'm just saying that what you're planning seems like another version of the thing that's already happened. Maybe we have 500 years of peace. Maybe we don't. Man, I would really like to take a crack at just, problem solved. I'm told that if I were to come into contact with Deimos,
you would be doing the same thing I'm doing. You would be doing the exact same thing, except you do not have a name that can be used as a word of power, Tesa.
sure.
A means to seal you away even further than any of the other seals.
Why are we trying to seal things away again?
Because until this plane has hit the same potentiality as Eberron, you're not ready
For
to try and entirely change the status quo.
okay, so
You need to work towards it.
why? Okay.
You are part of that process.
Why? Hold
So
on.
are the artificers.
No, go ahead. Keep going. I'm listening, but I'm thinking of the answer of the thing I was gonna say while you're talking, but I'm still thinking about what you're saying. Don't worry.
The magic here has not, on its own, become strong enough to compete with that of the gods.
Uh-huh.
They are not, as he just said, they are not infallible. They are just very powerful beings.
Okay.
I say this as a cleric, as one of their chosen, as someone who has stood in their presence.
Blasphemy, shame, whatever. Keep going.
Until you can deal with them on their own footing, you have to keep the status quo with at least Deimos.
Okay.
Because it's a cycle.
Okay. 2 questions then. Why would you have to be sealed away if you absorbed all of the Deimosness?
Because the power is corrupting.
Okay.
It is hate. It is tyranny. It is the worst of everyone.
Mm-hmm. I'm even more...
And that can't get out in its purest form.
Okay. I hate to say it, I'm even more emphatic that you should let me do it now. But that's okay. We can get to that point if we need to.
You have a life here that you need to continue with.
You have...
So does Stroop.
You've lived here longer than I have. You have every connection that I have with everybody that I've made connections with. Started 2.5 years ago. 2.5 years ago.
Who loves you.
Because I didn't open up to
siblings that
I didn't
should get to know.
Yes, tell me their names.
I did not hear them.
Because you heard them the same time I did today. The point is that every connection that I have ever really made, I made 2.5, 3 years ago upon hanging out with the two of you. So every connection that I could have
is based off of the relationships that you helped me develop, which means every one of those relationships is your relationships. So if there is literally one person more that you know than me, you have more family and connections than I do. So if we're just going to play it by the numbers game, if we're just playing it by the numbers game, I win. Second of all, how are them bones supposed to work?
They have to be shaped
Into
a talisman of some sort, whether that's a ring, a necklace, a something, and enchanted in order to take Deimos's power. To store it within me.
Okay. Okay. I'm not trying to poke holes, but for this to work for you, you're going to need to take these things that you have, find somebody who can turn them into something else, then do the thing, then also have basically, and I don't mean to say this in any way other than what it literally is, then you're going to have this glowing big weak spot on you. And if anybody ever got a hold of that in any way, shape, or form, that would be real bad. Or, just hear me out, I'm ready-made. I'm not saying we can't do your plan.
You're so much younger that you have so much life ahead of you, Tayson. You deserve to live that life. Just because you already had so much stolen away from you from your upbringing.
Sure. But, like, okay.
You deserve to have the chance to have a good life.
This seems unfair. I was pretty excited about the whole, like, going to the abyss, and if we die and we fail, cool, like, there's my end point, you know? So it was all upside and only upside. And now we're talking about it's cool, I'm just gonna let my friend go be, like, the god, the demon god of hate and all this other stuff. Like, that doesn't seem right. And that's what you're asking me to do. What you're asking me to do is, hey, I don't want you to do it. Let's go to where I'm going to get the equipment so I can do it instead. Like, all negativity and bad vibes from him aside, the teacher literally created me for this. And the worst case scenario for me is, let's say we do this and we do it your way. If anything goes wrong, I then have to do the same thing to you. And that's not okay.
Tayson, think about it like this. You know how powerful you are. Every fucking cat.
20. So, hold on a second. 20, 43. You want to give that to me one more again?
Tayson, think of it like this. You know how powerful you are.
I don't, but okay, sure.
You have a general idea.
You know, everybody
how powerful you are.
Every time I keep talking to people, they're like, "You're more powerful than you could imagine," or your siblings are nothing compared to you. It's just like, I would love to fight you, but I could never take you. I don't know why all the people I'm talking about right now have the exact same voice, but regardless, sorry, there was a lot of tension. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Tayson, breathe. Good.
20, 41, 38.
You broke her. That was on you. You broke her.
No, I didn't say it in a mean way.
No, you didn't. Oh, okay. What if it backfires on you?
What do you mean?
You know how much stronger you are. At least the general idea. You don't have to know the exact amount.
Mm-hmm.
But you remember when you hit me with that chain lightning?
Yeah.
And I nearly died?
Yeah, sure.
think about that.
Uh-huh.
If you cannot handle it,
Yeah.
think about how much worse that is going to be on this world.
Oh, I had a different plan.
And what's this plan?
So your friend is gonna take me to the positive energy plane a couple of times, right?
Mm-hmm.
What happens if I go there a couple of times, I get a feel for it, and then I absorb Deimos's power or whatever, and then I go there and I stay there?
Again, it is a corrupting power, Taysom.
Uh-huh.
One of us has to get sealed away no matter what if we do this. It makes more sense for me to do it because if I have another means to seal me beyond the regular way that they've been doing it.
Mm-hmm.
2, if you go out of control with Deimos's power on top of your own,
Mm-hmm.
this world is literally fucked. There's nothing anyone will be able to do.
But then I'd be dead, so I wouldn't have to worry about it.
Your personality might, but
There. How... Okay. I'll tell you what.
we're playing a balancing act.
I'll tell you what.
It's the lesser of two evils here.
I'll tell you what. I hear you out. I hear you. I understand. And I empathize.
Where's the but?
I'll race you.
Taysom.
No, seriously, think about it, okay? We're talking about which one of our options is better, right? And there's faults in both of them. We can both admit that, right? There's faults in both of them.
There's going to be fault in any of them.
Okay, so then how about this? All it means, we have extra options. We're all going to try and do our same thing, but we're going to work together to do the same thing. Whoever gets there first. I mean, technically, I guess it's a race to the losing, because whoever gets there first probably loses. But we're all going to try and do the same thing. All of it means that we got to get to Deimos regardless, or that Deimos has to get to us regardless. And if it means anything, I got told Deimos is going to seek me out. So, like, just hang out with me and it's going to be okay.
Well, we need to return to Adashmira for me to make these into a thing.
Oh.
What's the store name again? Phylactery something?
Phoenix's Phylactery. Okay, yeah. No, he's great.
Yeah,
I feel...
Well, we needed to get your rings back anyway.
Yeah, about that. Somebody's gonna go get those for me and bring them back. I kind of wish you had told me. We could have sent the bones, and then they could get it taken care of and then bring them back. But at the same time,
this only happened right before
yeah,
we left.
Yeah. Okay. Same for my thing, but so that's kind of on me. You know what? That's a communication issue. We should have. Hey, by the way, we're not going to have to go back to Adashmira. I should have told you that. That's on me. But yeah, okay. Well, cool. How are you going to be able to contain all of that?
Right here.
Thank you.
The camera pans out. We go back to Remedican, just outside the gates. We see the warship God Killer, floating just a few feet off the ground, tethered to the wall outside. Upon the ship, as the camera goes past, there's a high elf with black hair talking to a war-painted human on the deck. They go down through the stairs, and down another set of stairs. On the bottom deck, where an orb sits with multiple runes on it, slowly twisting as it hovers between 3 other pedestals with runes on them. The size of a softball, like I said, just sits there. From left to right, a shadow just passes in front of it, in front of our camera as we pan back. And we scan to the left and we see a familiar purple-skinned tiefling in a brimmed hat and leather coat looking at the orb,
Motherfucker.
contemplating. As another voice whispers, "This is not artificial work. I don't understand it at all," he says. "Just keep walking. We figured it out before, we'll figure it out again." A male voice startles the man as he turns around, whipping out one of the wands that we've seen over and over again, drawn, pointed at an orc in very fine clothes. A blue hue surrounds him as he shows his hands, showing that he actually casted a ward upon himself. And the orc says, "There's no way to remove the soul from the mechanics." He slowly moves and sits down to a table nearby. And he says, "Rain will remove you and your friend from existence before you get it off the ship. And if Teska doesn't kill you for trying to kill her wife, well..." The orc motions to the chair in front of him. "Please sit. And have your dwarger friend come out as well, so we can have a civilized conversation here. Without needless death and violence, unless that's what you're looking for." The leather-clad tiefling walks over to the chair, slides it out, sits down, but keeps his wand pointed at the orc. "Megan, come on out." As we watch this Durger, who is hidden in the shadows, dressed in all black, come out and sit down at the table. The purple tiefling says, "So, what would you like to talk about?" The orc smiles. "I've seen this point in time in the Testilla tree. You are a faithful follower of Akina, but she cannot choose you unless you see how just a tad off the mark with what you want, or what she wants that you are doing." Tiefling adjusts himself, looks at him and says, "What do you know about that?" The orc says, "Well, more than you would know. Like I said, I've seen this point. I also know how the cleric Shren is not what you think she's going to be, and she's not going to be an ally, but your destruction." He pauses, and the tiefling looks off a little bit, and he holsters the wand. "Fine. Tell me what my lady needs of me." As the orc smiles and leans in. "Thank you for joining us at the end of Bros and Dragons Season 3.
Yeah.
In this recording of the podcast, we are going to take 1 week off, and then we're going to be back.
Retool, do some things.
Yeah. And take some
Yeah.
downtime. Let me get some of my writing together as we go to Season 4.
And I
in
turned
2
30
weeks.
in that time, too.
Yay!
Yay! And that's all for me. Mike, do your thing.
Well, my question first, do we have a title? Or are we saving that?
The what do you mean? Do we have a title?
For
it's
season
always
4.
In Bros and Dragons, yo.
No, this is season 3, the joining.
No, this is the joining with Season 2. You're looking at an old picture.
I'm looking at the picture that's on our... I hate to tell you this. I'm looking at the picture that's on our stream right now.
Is it Season 3, the joining?
Season 3, the joining.
Okay. Yeah, I came up with a name, but I wanted to save that.
Okay. Then there you go. We're good. Lissa, tell me all the things.
Okay, so in the span of time between last time we played and this, I have also joined a Firefly TTRPG stream because I didn't have enough to do. So you can actually find me Mondays. I'm obviously here. Tuesdays in the middle of the day, I am over on the Dead Bard Society playing Starlight's Melodia, my Tiefling College of Whispers Bard. On every other Friday, so not this Friday, but next Friday, I will be playing Mariana Redfield. She is the captain of Frank, the Komodo class vessel. However, right now we are stuck in the middle of the Battle of Serenity Valley. So that's traumatizing, to say the least. Any other night, you can find me here on Twitch on my channel playing video games of some sort. Sometimes I'll play in the middle of the day because I will play games with my best friend who lives in the UK, and obviously they're like 5 hours ahead of us. And on Thursday nights, I am usually also on the Aries Studios YouTube channel for a show called Two Geek Girls. However, right now we are on hiatus because Crystal just lost her mother to cancer.
Oof.
Sorry
to hear that.
Yeah, she needs some time. But Saturday nights, I don't stream. I am, however, behind the scenes running the stream for Starfleet Tactical, also on the Aries Studios YouTube channel. Oh, and you can find me on all the places with buttons, social media wise, as
There it
the
is.
Girlissa.
Hannah, the DM, couldn't be here today, but you can find her in audiobooks where she is the voice actor / voice reader / word reader out loud on a recording for those books. You can also find her at Hannah at the DM on the TikToks and places as such. Doc?
I'm here filling in time whenever I can for Nerdworks Media. Please donate time if you're a cool person or part of our community, so I could do less. But on Tuesday nights, I do Doc Ruins Childhoods. I'm doing, if I can get it to work, I'm playing the Sword of Mana. But last week, I literally, the emulator just would not work for me. I couldn't even get it started. So I will try to get that fixed. I think I know what's going on, so if it doesn't, I'll fill in something. On Thursdays, I do Fishing for Fish. I believe this week is Warframe, which we just did the new Skyrim fishing stuff, which was actually kind of fun as well.
Dual-wielding fish pimples.
Yeah, I
saw
found
the
out you
picture. It
can't.
was great.
You have to do the mod to enchant something that's not normally enchantable, but the only mods I run are to make the thing look pretty. I don't run other mods to do other things. But this one makes me
run the enchanted.
It makes me want to, yeah. Like I just want to. I just want to use them as weapons. But outside of that, I'm going to try to do some bonus streams on my channel if I get time. But believe it or not, in my life, I don't have a lot of that.
Yeah.
So I gotta see if I can figure something out for that. But I love you guys and thank you for stopping by. Mike, what do you do?
So I'm here on Nerdworks Media. You can find me here Mondays and Fridays during the day as well for some Vidgy James and coffee, positive affirmations, and watch me curse at video games a lot. The other thing
and
is...
you mean Wednesdays and Fridays,
Yeah,
right?
that's what
Not
I meant.
Mondays
Yeah,
and
Wednesdays
okay.
and Fridays. This is a Monday. Words are hard. The other thing, if you're all really upset because we're not going to do Bros and Dragons next Monday and you need your D&D fix, you should come here Tuesday instead, because we're going to be doing a one-shot with Coco. It is Coco, who is the good friend. A lot of you that are watching, we're actually going to go raid the channel that he is playing D&D on right now because it has a lot of our friends on there. But we are going to do the Country Bard Jamboree, where we are a family band of bears who are all bards, and we are going to have a song for the actual session, as well as any subs, bits, donations, anything along those lines. All of the proceeds are going to go to the Trevor Project. So we're going to do kind of like a mini charity stream with a one-shot with a bunch of cool people, some that you may recognize and some that you may not, but it'll be real cool. And if you want any more information about us and any of the stuff that we're doing, hop into the Discord, because we're friendly people. And even if it's like, I don't know if I want to hang out for all that stuff, we'll go into the Discord and hang out, because we're all cool people and we'll tell you some cool stuff about your to enjoy your day a little bit more, because, you know, we're nerds like that. That said, Doc, do the thing.
Love one another, keep it nerdy, and live your dreams.
Bye. Bye.
Later.
We'll see you in 2 weeks, guys.
See you in
miss
2
every
weeks.
time. That was the end of season 3.